righty, there we go. So, hey, Donnie. So, I'm Coach Kevin. I don't know how much Camilo has already talked to me about, talked to you about me, but yeah, I sent you my resume as well, so you can do a little bit of
Yeah,
research about me. So, basically, I work together with Camilo with Metric 360, where we basically screen and scout some players to potentially put in, the pro, semi-pro environment. So I guess that's kind of how you guys got connected there through his coach, and then hopefully Camilo and I can help you. I'm an A licensed coach here in the US. So I
mhm.
think I think I can help you from what I hear from Camilo on what you're actually looking for. But before I go into that, I asked you a couple of questions before this call, right? So specifically, what do you want to learn about, and what specifically are you struggling with? So I'm trying to just create some type of profile for you as well, so we can track some things
Okay.
moving forward. So if we indeed, do something like an individual, player development program or plan, as we call it, where we can actually track and see if you're actually getting better. So I'm just gonna ask you a couple of questions if you don't mind. From
Yeah.
some things I already know from Camilo, but I just want to make sure that I have it correct, right? So your primary position would be a center back. Is that a 4 or 5? I don't
Yes.
know if you're familiar with the numbers. Is it left center back or right center back?
Right center back.
Right center back. So are you right-footed or left-footed?
Yeah, right footed.
Where would you rate your left foot?
Out of five, three.
And you currently, or you were playing for Villarreal, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so what's your current situation? They released you. You're without a club. You're trying to look for a
I'm
club.
without. I'm without club, so Camilo is trying to find for me a new club.
Got it.
Gentlemen, can you hear me?
Hey, Camilo. Yeah, yeah, we can hear you. I'm just sharing my screen here and taking notes so I can actually, set up a profile for Donnie here. So, yeah, you're here. We hear you.
Perfect.
Yeah. So from what I hear from Camilo, you basically want to focus on more the defending phase of play or moment. So,
Yep.
so I'm not going to ask you anything about, how you guys build up or anything. I do have one question for you. Uh, Through Villarreal and through the game models and formations, did most of your coaches play in a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1? How did they play?
Mostly 4-4-2.
4-4-2. And is that something that you would like to pursue? Is that how most teams play
Yeah,
in your area,
I
or
like I like 4-4-2 actually. I like the because I played most of the time with this formation, so yeah, I like it.
got it? Now, in essence, as a center back, the 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, you always have the same back four and the same two sixes when you're defending
But
anyway. So,
we played like sometimes in attack we went 3-5-2, so we played with three center backs in attack. So we played attacking football.
and that was basically the coach's plan when you guys were behind or trailing.
What does behind in training
When
mean?
when yeah, when you were losing.
No, no, no. Like normally, like we start the game like 3-5-2 and defend 4-4-2.
Okay, Camilo, is that how most teams play in Spain?
Usually, yes. If they're possession football, they defend 4-4-2
Mm-hmm.
and they go three at the back to create the extra.
Got it. The plus one. I get it. All right, self-assessment, Donnie. This one is for you. Mhm. What do you feel are your strengths as a central defender?
So
1v1
my
defending, aerial defending, reading the
uh,
game. Go ahead.
reading the game, my vision, and my pass through the line, so I can break the line easily with my pass. And yeah, and basically 1v1 duels.
When you're passing through the lines, obviously that's attacking, but now I'm interested. Is
Uh,
that is that a 6 to 8 yard pass, 8 to 12 yard, or 15 plus meters pass?
uh, I don't understand yards. Sorry, on the
No,
metric.
it's a yard is like it's almost like a meter. So don't worry about it.
Yeah,
A
a
yard is
meter.
90
Is
Ah,
it
centimeters.
is it
so
short
like
passing, medium, or
no,
long?
like medium, medium.
So you're talking about 10 to 15 meter pass, something like that.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Um, I asked this question before, so basically, while we're having this conversation, but what game situations do you struggle with the most?
The most, if when I meant my strength in defending 1v1 is when the player face me, but my struggles are when the other team try to put the long ball and the striker is big, so it's difficult to defend him. When while I'm 1v1 with him, when they put the long ball, I don't know how to explain it. Like
I understand. How tall are you?
189.
So it's a technical issue because you already have the size. When you say big striker, is that like a tall striker?
Yeah, 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 tall.
Okay.
But Danny drinks. Relax, dude. We're between friends here.
Yeah,
Chill
yeah.
out.
What's going on? I no, I don't know if you were here, Camilo, but I'm trying to just build a profile because this is basically just it's content for individual player development programs. So you want to make sure, that we have a profile to see who he is, what he does, what he thinks he needs to work on. So you mentioned big striker. Camilo mentioned, and you also put that in the chat too, that you struggle uh maybe fast players. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes.
I wouldn't say he struggles, but he fears being left for dead, right? Because I wouldn't say like Danny is low, but if it's a fast, I will give two examples of what I've seen. So sorry to interrupt. So the first one is if the guy is too fast, right? Danny tends to give him a yard of space and sometimes plays him on side. And then the second one is like, let's say the winger, right? His left back or his right back goes up, and then he's left on an island with a fast player. That is the biggest nightmare, right? For a big central defender, right? Like, so you're out on the wing
Right.
on a 1v1 with a short motherfucker who's gonna blow right past you, right?
Yeah.
I would say that that is one of Danny's biggest fears, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I've been in those
But
situations. I'm recording this too, so that
I'm gonna try to
language,
use better language.
language. Good one. So my follow-up question here was, what do you think is happening, with those game situations that you're struggling with? Is it because you don't really have the
Experience.
attributes or okay, experience?
The just experience, and that's it. I think.
Because from what I hear, I'm a coach too, that the first thing that I would coach here is communication and leadership in the back, right? Because you want to protect yourself. So if you play against faster players, you want to protect yourself because if you get caught playing 1v1, what's better than playing 1v1? 2v1, right? So you want to make sure
Yeah.
that you communicate with the players around you, supporting players, and you want to make sure that you're also protecting yourself. Just like Camilo says, sometimes you're just caught playing 1v1. That should not be the case. So, my question is, what have your coaches told you, like feedback when that happens? Did they say anything? Have you told them?
They say like in Villarreal they told me to be with the guy in the contact. If he's faster than you, first you need to put body because he's faster. So you like push him like body, and you always need to do that. He knows that you're there. Like touch him, make him uncomfortable,
Hmm.
and yeah, and sometimes yeah, also like the line is very important. So to watch the line of offside. So like yeah, basically.
Did they ever coach you anything in regards to the speed of the press, the angle of the press, the timing of the press, the distance of the press, your body shape of the press, or do they
Ah
just
yeah,
say, "Hey,
body shape. Yeah, yeah.
you just gotta use your body," trying to.
No, yeah, the body, yeah, like the face, yeah, this yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So now that we've established where you struggle or where you want to have room for improvement in what area of the field do you struggle the most? So let me put it this way. How comfortable are you defending in attacking third or midfield third or defending third? Where do you have the most issues? Is it just your defending half?
What is midfield third? What does it mean? Like, I don't
So
understand.
if you divide the pitch in three
Right.
parts, right?
Yes.
So the first third is like between the goal line and I guess
The length of the two
the
18-yard boxes. Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
35 meters, 35 meters, 35 meters, 35 meters. That's an easier way to say it. 35 meters from your own goal, 35 meters to the attacking goal, and anything in between is your midfield 35 meters.
So, where the most difficult?
Yeah,
yeah,
for you.
I
personally.
think if the guy is closer to the goal is more difficult. So like 35 from my goal.
Okay.
Okay.
I would have expected a different answer there. If you're playing fast players, that the more room behind your back between you and your goalkeeper, you would struggle the more with that, or feel vulnerable, less comfortable with that, with so many meters behind your back. But
No, but I guess what he's saying is like if the ball is in play and you're in the first third with the like there's a possession football,
yeah,
Yeah.
he tends to do very well in the sense of like he knows where to put himself, right? But then there will go to another aspect which is and I will refer mainly to that trial that we had where there was a big tall forward, but he was not getting any help from the other defender, right? Not even from his midfield. So he was playing this guy one on one, and I think that the struggle there was the other guy was equally tall, faster, and he knew how to use his body to receive the ball. So there he was left in an island, right? Like he was like to deal with this guy by himself.
hmm
But when it's not a guy like this and he gets help, he's very comfortable. The what you say, Kevin, is right. So like if we're playing possession football and there are three at the back, and he's the one holding the line at the middle, right, or one of the left backs, right back at that in that case, there is a fear that somebody is gonna pass him by with a long ball, right? So that's I think that he mentioned that that was his biggest fear, the long ball, no, how to avoid the other team putting a ball behind his back that he's not ready to defend.
So
I
I've
don't know.
asked about the feedback of the coaches here. So you know, having coached at that level as well, I think it's also part of relationships and communication. So is there any communication between the goalkeeper and the back line? Because if you play a high line, your goalkeeper should also be a little bit
Yeah, when I played
outside his
in
box to
when
support
I play
that long ball.
when I played in Villarreal, yeah, there was a high communication. But on the trial there was not a lot of communication with the goalkeeper or anything.
Because you were new and it was a trial. Okay.
Yes.
Correct. And I think that that is something that
The
we spoke about,
leadership,
right?
yeah, leadership, organizational skills. I mean, you have to have some personality when you go to a trial. You
No
also
try.
need to, yeah, you have to show your leadership capabilities and communication that you're coaching the players next to you and coaching the players in front of you. So you really want to make a good impression. So if you're not having the best game on the ball, you there's no excuse to not have a good game off the ball if you're coaching the players around you and
Hmm.
if you're telling them to.
And I think there he was having a great trial for 20 minutes. I saw him talking, like leading the line.
Yeah.
He was really good. Then we made a mistake and psychologically we clocked out. But when when the thing was over and I think we went for dinner afterwards, I asked Danny to name the name of what's the keeper's name, right? So or the other defender. So I think it's important to know the names of the people you're playing with, or at least that you
You
are able to. to
No.
communicate with them with like shorty or fatty or whatever. I know that is not. I'm
Yeah,
messing up the video
that's your
again.
relationships, right? Your lines. So if you're a right center back, you should know the names of your right back and your left center back, your goalkeeper, and your two sixes, because those are very important to you to protect yourself
Mhm.
and not get caught in those situations. Um, You can leave the left side to who they are, but you really need to hope and rely on some help there. So Camilo touched on my next question, so that was good. So what is your confidence level in those difficult moments? So you make a mistake, just like Camilo says, but what does that do to you for your confidence level? Did you
No,
keep communicating? Did you still show some leadership
no,
capabilities
not
there?
like when I did a mistake. Honestly, I turned off. But yeah, I know I shouldn't do that. Yeah, but it's just yeah,
Hmm,
it happened. So
okay. But you're still young, so
Yeah.
there's some
And I,
podcasts out there and everything to try and help
no,
you. It's what we call
but
a
I,
psychosocial aspect of soccer. It's just very important. Yeah.
but I think that, and I think we discussed it before that trial, and we discussed it again afterwards, that mistakes happen, you know? Life is full of mistakes. My life is full of mistakes. You know, even at 51 years old, I'm still making mistakes. But it's not about feeling sorry for myself or dropping all the other things that I have in my life because I made one mistake. You know, you could have made one mistake, but still keep up the other aspects of the game popping up, right?
People
Which
can
I
feel
guess
sorry for you, but you're the only one who can change that habit or change the mindset.
correct.
Um, All right. So now that I know what you're struggling with, what kind of profile you have. So all right. So logistically, do you want me to break down any video clips that you have that might show those game situations? Do you want for me to do a tactical pad like uh animation tactical pad? Let me show you one so you understand what I'm talking about here. Uh, maybe this one is better. Like this, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
right? Or do you want me to do a what I do on daily/weekly basis at session and during games where I basically have my tactical board. You're still seeing my screen, right? Every time I open
yeah,
stuff, you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
see it. So this one, right, where I basically show them and navigate through it, and I tell them what they need to do. So which one would you prefer? Because that's
The
basically the
second
next step.
one,
The next step
like
here.
the second one, the
This one,
digital. Yeah, yes,
the animation stuff.
yes,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you get the idea, right? Let me just open it up real quick. So you get the idea, on how to defend, and then I kind of highlight you what you need to do, and I'll highlight your what we call principles, sub principles, and player actions that we're looking for. Let me just do something more aligned with you here. Uh, this might be a good one for you on how to defend because you mentioned defending third, right? So the structure, the 4-2-3 structure +1. So we basically focus on the compactness, staying close together and being connected. You see
yeah,
how we move there. So I'll probably do something like that for you, but then specifically highlighting all these principles and data sets on what basically coaches and video and analysts look at in order for you to be successful. So all these questions that I just asked you, how do they tie into, what we're trying to do here as coaches? That's why I asked the formation, but the 4-4-2 is the same as a 4-3-3, where your position is always going to be the same on the field. So this is how I assess my defenders in a game and at sessions. So depending on what area of the field that we're on, whether it's attacking third or attacking half or midfield third or defending half or defending third, I focus on certain things than player actions and principles of play. right?
Mhm.
So this is basically everything that I take note when I evaluate and assess a player. So you
Mhm.
see, it's more than just, oh, am I fast? Am I tall? Can I head the ball? Right? So most of these things as a defender include player actions off the ball. Push up, shift, hold the line, drop. You don't have the ball, right? Because you're always defending, right? These are the main ones that I look for. Are you organizing and leading the back line? Because as a coach, you want to have a voice on the field in every line. So if I'm a coach, I want my goalkeeper to coach on the field. I want a leader in the back to coach on the field. I want a midfield leader, and I want a leader in the up top, right? So I want all of those things dominating 1v1s. Obviously, that's when the ball, when you go from zonal to man marking. And I guess this one is the one that you mentioned as well. Defend crosses, because you said 35 meters to your own goal. So that also means if there's a winger crossing the ball, etc., that you also possibly have issues defending against those taller, bigger, or faster players. Correct?
Yeah.
So this is the main principle, and this is a sub principle. Every sub principle here is what I do as a coach, where it's basically one session. Right? I do one session on how to block shots. I do one session on how to clear the ball. I do one session about split vision. Do you see your player and the ball at the same time? I do one session on how to be quick and sharp and be first to the ball. This is the one that's probably important for you. The duel on the ground and in the air. So defensive heading. So everything here is one session, and that's how I draft up my game model for the whole year. But you can tell
Mhm.
these are probably 20, 30 sessions on just defending, right? And then I have 20, 30 sessions on attacking. And then I have you know, uh, 10, 15 sessions on attacking transitions and defending transitions. Right? So whatever you just saw in this previous slide, this is just more visual. One,
Mhm.
what what are we trying to do depending on what area of the field we're in? So attacking third is not really an issue. I'm not gonna touch base on that one. So it's basically your defending half, right? Sorry, you're defending third and defending midfield third. So basically you're defending half. So these are all the objectives, you as a player, reducing time and space. So when your coach says you want to get close and use your body, that means that you're trying to take away time and space for the winger or the forward to put their head up and play the ball. Deny penetration, very similar on what your coach said. Get close to him and try to challenge the ball. Right. So these are all the main principles. And then here we go into more specific things on how to do it, when to do it, who to do it. Right. But you can tell that this is 11 sub principles here that I can show you in that area of the field on what we focus on as a coach, always tying back to the player profile, because this is a player profile. So when you go out for a trial, I don't know how they do it in Spain, but that's how I do it. When you go out for a trial, I look at all these and I rate the player. How is he doing organizing and leading? Right? I give him whatever, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. How is he reading the play? 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Right? Is he good in dominating 1v1, or is he just hesitating, or is he really trying to win the ball back and be a bulldog, to win the ball back, right? And if there's a cross, is he quick and sharp? Does he have the split vision, which is very important, right? And is he also communicating with the goalkeeper? Because the goalkeeper is also going to protect you. So those are all the things that me personally as a coach look at, and obviously when I look at players for video scouting as well, that's basically how I look at those. So
Mhm.
this is just, again, just overviews on the main principles, the sub principles, and the definition of the player action. You can tell that defending is very important, and depending on how you rate yourself, there's much more to it. I asked you to rate yourself, and it was technical 5, physical 4, psychological 4, and tactical 4. So your psychological 4, you kind of gave me the answer that after you made a mistake, that your confidence dropped. So it
Yeah, but
cannot.
that's after. That's happened before. So now,
Right.
now it's 4.
Yeah. Um, your physical is a 4. I don't know how fast you are, but there's always room for improvement, right? The technical, people usually think about technical as okay. how's my passing? But if you're a defender, the technical includes passing, but also how you are defending, right? The how and how you defend is also technical, but then without the ball. That's typically what people forget, right? So those things you can obviously tackle. And I will do my best to do some tactical pads here for you. So I have the area of the field, which is your defending third. I have the type of player that you mentioned that you um, have less confidence in to defend 1v1. So those are basically on the field stuff. The off the field, your leadership, your communication, your confidence building, that's something that um, you have to work on yourself with or without help through podcasts, books, motivational speak, whatever. There's stuff out there. I've done this before with
Mm.
individual player development plans for my own teams. So there's stuff out there that could help you. Your communication and basically the personality. You you should be asking your coach as well, like, hey coach, uh, what could I have done better this game? I don't know if they do
Yeah,
any
yeah,
video analysis where you are at Villa or where you were at Villarreal, but did they do
yeah.
any video
Of
analysis?
course. Yes, yes.
Right. So they should have been able to tell you what you did well and what you did wrong or what you had to focus on. I don't know if it was in depth like this, but what kind of feedback did they give you while you were playing with them? Did they give you specific feedback or was it just like good, average,
Yeah.
not the best
So there
game
was
or
like video analysis with the team, and then it was one on one with coach. So yeah, they were giving mostly specific. They tried.
and whatever I'm showing here, does that look or sound familiar?
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Something. Yes.
Something like that,
Yeah.
right? So your player actions, scanning, that's a split vision.
Yeah,
Your
yeah, yeah.
body shape, right? Always trying to face up so you can easily clear the ball. You go from covering space into man marking when the ball gets to your area. Reading and anticipating, intercepting the play, the pressing, the challenging, how to do all of this. So these are all the player actions that I focus on. So it's a lot more than just liking the player because he's wearing a certain type of shoes or whatever, right? So that's kind of okay. All right. So I think I have all the information that I was looking for. So you want a tactical pad, and I don't know if you have any games that you're playing in the near future. I don't know if Camilo or anybody else can record that game, but if you have a game recording, we can go
Yeah,
back in there.
because I was thinking the other day because I didn't film the trial, but I didn't want to put any other pressure on the on Daniel.
Oh,
You
look,
know,
it's
he
it's
could be the agent
it's
who comes with his
there's no
camera to film him
there's
or
no
whatever.
perfect player, right? So there's always room for improvement, and even sometimes I post stuff too where I think my last one that I posted was it on YouTube. It was it was so this was Bayern Munich, and look, hold on, I don't know if you hear the
Bob Sponge. I love Bob Sponge.
right. So that's not it, but let me go to the goal conceded. This is how they score a goal.
Okay, now we can see that one.
Yeah, you see this one. So
Yeah.
this is Champions League, probably the best one of the best three teams nowadays, right? Bayern Munich. So you see the distance between players, right? So you see Upamecano right there in the middle, right?
Yeah.
He's not protecting himself. Look at the distance between the right back and the right center back. And this is Upamecano. This is Bayern Munich. These are all international cap players, right? So see
Mhm.
what happens. Watch what happens. Ball gets played on the wing. The distance here is still the same. It's too big, right? And now watch this, the lack of communication between I don't know who this is, but there's a lack of communication on marking the player, basically handing over the player. The 2-3 situation. Stop. So this is where the goal happens. This is the right back who was out of position. What do you think would have happened if the right back was in position and it was a 2v2 situation right
It would
here?
be more difficult to score.
Right. And see the player who scores the goal. But the player who scores the goal comes into this area right there where the distance between the two players is too big. Right? Now,
Yeah,
at one point, did Upamecano communicate with the right back?
he didn't.
See,
But hold it, but bring it back. I wanna see there. So who's the guy that is out on the wing? So like the right back is very worried about this guy,
yeah, this is
who
Leimer. Yeah, Leimer. Yeah.
the one that is next to the referee, right? On the to the
Oh, this is the ref.
left of the referee down. Who is
Yeah,
that guy?
this one, Leimer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the right back.
He's
See,
the right back. He's worried about this guy, and then the number 6, I get one of the midfielders. He
yeah,
doesn't
here,
really know how to defend that because he just lets his guy go. That guy, he's an idiot
right. So
because
this is
when you see the ball getting crossed, he doesn't track this guy or pick up the other guy.
right.
Right? He just
So,
stands there. If you play it, he just stands there.
yep, true. So
So,
here's what the communication. So you really want to focus on the right center back, right? Because that's his position. So at one point, did he scan to see what's happening behind his back, and at one point, did he protect himself? Right? Because right now he's like, okay, this is my man. I don't care. I don't really care about anybody else, right? Well, if you're a leader in the back, you should care about everybody in the back line. But
but now
this is
let me ask you this: if you rewind 5 seconds again, and okay, there is an imbalance there. There, exactly. There's an imbalance there. But if
right.
you look at the other center back, he has no one.
This one, yeah,
Yeah. So why couldn't they communicate to shift back, right? Like so, if the other center back falls back, he covers the one that Upamecano has, and Upamecano can go and pick up Luis Diaz,
right,
while the central defender picks up the guy who's coming down the lane.
right. But you just
And then
touch base. You just touch base on what we were talking about in regards to
I know we've had
number one on my list: organizing and leading. Who's organizing and leading that back line?
no one,
There you
but
go.
we've had 20 or 30 seconds to to organize ourselves, right?
I
Those
know.
guys
And
had
that's why it's
2 3 seconds.
constantly right, and that's why it's constantly communication, and that's why the coach needs to have a voice from the goalkeeper, a voice from the back line, a voice from midfield. But this is number one on my list. You see how important it is.
And what about? But let's go back to that video because I really enjoyed that video. Uh, what is so who's supposed to be leading the line? Upamecano or the other guy? So there is a problem already,
All
right?
right. So here's the thing. So let me right now, as a coach, I don't really have that much of an issue because the player on the ball,
Mhm.
Vitinha, I think, his body shape is still facing our right hand side, right? We're by Munich. So his body shape and the ball is still facing the right hand side. So chances are he could still pass the ball back to here, right? So I have no issue with the right back anticipating, right? What I do have an
Mhm.
issue with is right now, boom. Where do you think the ball is going to be played to now?
We're going to open up on the wing.
Right. So now I'm looking for player actions that the whole defenders and midfielders will shift over and basically cover the space over here. Now watch the right back. He knows. You see the jog? Still no sprint. He's always jogging, always jogging. He's still jogging.
But there they should have, before that guy crosses, Upamecano should have dropped that guy to pick up Luis Diaz.
Yeah, or
Or do you think
communicated
that
to somebody.
Upamecano thinks? Or do you think there that Upamecano has not looked back and thinks
He
that
has
his right
not.
back
He has not looked back. Look at
in the
this.
whole process, he's not looked back.
In the whole process, he has not looked back. Look at this.
So
So
now
this is him.
I want you to stop there.
Yeah.
And since we have a right center back here with us, I want our right center back to tell us What would you have done there?
First, if I was up in Newcastle,
Yeah.
I would look. I always look back, so to see if anything, and if I see the right back is too far, just call him to close the space that there is.
Right. So right
And what type
here,
and what type of voice or urgency would you use to call him back? I would say
Scream, shout.
and keywords, right? Get close to me, pinch in, come inside. Those are the keywords that you want to use. But
right.
it's not
But
only
there,
him. Who has the best view of the whole field?
the right back.
No, no, no. The best view of the whole field, the entire
Goalkeeper,
field, the goalkeeper.
goalkeeper.
So the goalkeeper should also be coaching this. So that's what I mean. You have to know your players' names and your player profiles, and you have to protect yourself. That's why communication is so important. That you need to know the name of your goalkeeper and the name of your right back, because this is one situation that I mean, this is international level. This is Champions League level. PSG against Bayern Munich, and you see it still happen. But
And
does
then,
it
but
take
then,
any specific skill to communicate? Does it take any
no.
specific skill to ask your right back to get closer to you?
Well, it does take a specific skill to read the game, which I think
Yeah,
Danny is very good at.
yeah. So,
I think
I mean,
on
reading the
his,
game is one thing, but now this is not obviously the ball is on this side. So,
but you can read the game very well. But if you're playing with three guys who can't,
right,
then you have to organize them.
if Upamecano, right center back, would have called the right back closer to him, he would have been right here. That cross is played, and the right back would have easily cleared the ball. In this whole 7-second clip, the right back never sprints, never
Stop it!
sprints.
Stop it once the ball enters the goal. Look at the body language of the right back.
Yeah, but that's
Have a
because
look at
his
the
his
body language.
starting his starting position is all wrong. Look,
But no, because he realizes he
he
messed up on the
realizes
second.
he realizes he messed up. But this is a Champions League of two teams out of the top 5 teams in the world. They're playing against each other, and it's just so a stupid mistake that could have potentially cost them millions for tying or losing a game.
Look at his hand, his arms
Right? He
down,
knows. He knows. He
and
knows.
look at Upamecano is telling him like, dude.
Yeah, but late, too late. This is 7 seconds too late. Why are you mad now when you had 7 seconds to tell him where to go as a leader in the back?
But I still don't see the left center back.
This is the left center back. This is that
No, no,
Ta.
that's another
Uh,
guy.
yeah, this is Ta. His name is Ta. He's a left center back. So.
Ta is a short for thank you in Australian, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was never a big fan because I don't think he's good enough to play at that level. But anyway, that's just me. So, all right, because I see I just got a notification here that I don't have that much time left. So here's what I will do. So I'll do tactical pad animation for you, Daniel, focusing on defending moments here and defending third. Right, I'll highlight the principles and sub principles and player actions that as a coach, I think you should be focusing on,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I have your player profile. I have what you're looking for. Um, Training plan is difficult for me to ask you and